first two indicators. So the first indicator that you're going to want on your chart is just simply volume. Volume is a measure of, well, how much interest is there in a stock. Volume is generated when people are buying and selling the stock back and forth. And if people are not buying the stock back and forth because, well, they don't really care about it, that's going to show up in the chart as an indicator, and it's just going to tell you, hey, yeah, there's not much interest in this thing, and it's hard to make money when there's not much interest. Sure, you can always buy a stock, but remember, when it comes time for you to sell, well, you need to make sure that there's going to be somebody out there to actually buy from you. So that is why you want to make sure that the interest is there. You want to make sure that there's volume there. And again, this is, I think on every platform I've ever seen, they're going to throw volume up there for you automatically. So it's not that like you're going to have to add anything. The next thing is make sure that you are not using a line chart. Okay, what you see here is a line chart. Once again, most platforms that I've seen don't default you to a line chart, but just in case they do, and you pull up a platform or whatever, and you're seeing a line chart, that's not good. What you want, and the way it works here is you want to figure out whatever platform you're using, but within this platform, you want a candlestick. So those are candlesticks right there. And a candlestick is telling you all about price. And price is a very, very important indicator. I realize, well, no kidding, Clay. Exactly. But that's why I say that price and volume are the foundation for all other indicators. Pull back the equations. You know, if you want to get out your pocket protector, throw on some glasses, get out the scientific calculator or whatever exists out there, then you will notice that all these equations use price and volume within the equations themselves. So those are the first two things, is volume, and you want to make sure that as far as price action concerned, you are using candlesticks because you have all these different things. And candlestick, again, a great indicator to start off with. The next thing you're going to need, 2 moving averages and then another indicator. So moving averages are just a way of showing, where kind of the average price of things is at. And like I said, there's a variety of ways you can use them. Nothing here, like I said, at the chalkboard is a holy grail. But as far as indicators, so the way you do that, at least on this platform, is there's 2 main ones that you should use. The first one, so let's come up here, is the 50. So 50 on this chart is being denoted by that purple line. And then the other indicator, the 200 period, is denoted by the pink line. So again, the 2 moving averages, because I get it, and you see, well, what about that moving average? What about that? And to be fair, yeah, maybe those ones would work really well for you. But just getting started as a foundation to build from, go with the 50 period, simple moving average, and the 200 period, simple moving average. I'm emphasizing the word simple because then you have things over here called EMAs, exponential moving averages. Just no pun intended, keep it simple. So at the start, the 50 period, simple moving average, the 200 period, simple moving average. So throw those on your chart. And now we're up to 4 indicators, right? We have volume, we have the candlesticks, and then we have the moving averages. Again, the purple line here, if you've ever watched my live trade videos, then you've seen, the purple line is the 50 period moving average, and then the pink line is the 200 period moving average. And then the final one you want to do, and I'm not going to go into this very much at all because I did an entire video on it. That's, like 15 minutes long or something. So if you're interested in this next indicator and want more of the details about why I started to use it and all that, again, just down in the description area, I'll put a link to that video. But this next indicator is known as the VWAP. I've heard it pronounced both ways. The volume weighted average price. And on my chart, again, going back to if you've watched those live trade videos, it always shows up as a dotted yellow line. On this platform here, you can't quite make it dotted, but those would be the 5 indicators to use. Volume, make sure you can judge interest. Sure, you can always buy anything. That's never a problem. But when it comes time for you to actually sell, well, make sure that there's people out there to buy from you, and that's where volume very important. And then of course price action, but the right type of price action. A line chart is just way too limiting. When you get into candlesticks, there's just so much more information within there. And then again, within the world of moving averages, the 50 period simple moving average, the 200 period simple moving average, and then the volume weighted average price, otherwise known as the VWAP. So use those 5 indicators, get those on your chart, and just start to see how things all interact together. I'm not saying you have to stay with them forever. I'm not saying they will solve all your problems. I'm not saying that this is some sort of holy grail recipe, that this is some sort of secret system. All I'm saying is just that from a foundational core building point, it makes a lot of sense to just start with these 5 indicators, and then you can maybe branch off from there if you want. But don't throw too much stuff on your chart at once, because that's a perfect recipe for getting yourself overwhelmed. So use those 5 indicators, get them on your chart, and